Hi everyone, just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who's subscribed so far to the Smartphone Filmmaker YouTube channel. This week we passed the 1,000 barrier, which is amazing. It's really cool to see that K next to the number, so thank you everyone who has supported this channel so far. Now let's get into the video that you wanted to see. Okay everyone, so this is the Moondog Labs package I've had in the post. Let's get into it and see exactly what you get. Okay, so this is the package, little business card with the details on, and you get this cool little pinny badge. I have to wear that one at some point. So this is the actual smartphone hood. I'm really excited to get stuck into this because as soon as I saw this advertised, I just thought this is something that I definitely need. Okay, right. So this is the cloth. I'll open this out when we're outside, but this is the cloth that uses a hood. And you got 6 clamps to attach this to the hood, as pictured there. Now let's get into this box. Little instruction manual there for how to put your phone in the hood and how to use the hood as well and how to clip it on. Okay, so this is the hood. Just undo the Velcro strap here. Okay, so don't make the mistake I did, which was thinking that these buttons just pop off. They don't, you have to stretch it back over to get it on. But yes, so it feels quite leathery actually. I'm not sure if it's real leather or not. It feels quite strong, quite sturdy. Got the Velcro points here. Let's see about getting the phone actually into the slots. Wrap it around, Velcro it here. Now I've got the iPhone 8, so that should fit in nice and easy. Now the idea is you don't put it on here and let it settle in. You actually have to fix it between the elastic band, so here, and you get it underneath the little slots. So it stays in nice and tight. Now this is a regular size hood. FYI, I've also realised, because it's Velcro, you can tighten it a lot more. So that's something that I didn't do. If you want to tighten it, stretch the band a bit more, you'll get a tighter fit. So you've got the gaps here which you can slot down to eradicate the ones at the top. You've got these little ones in the corners here, but that should be okay for outdoor filming. I mean, you're basically blocking off the whole of the sunlight. And so when you want to put this away, it's really handy. You just undo the Velcro, fold it back up, you then put the strap around here, and it's nice and tight and good to go. It's about the size of a wallet, so quite easy to put in your pocket. So let's see what this Moondog Labs smartphone hood is like and how effective it is outside in bright sunshine. Here we are with about as sunny a day as you can possibly get, and the reflections are covering the whole phone. It's really difficult to see anything, not just the sun glare, but also the actual screen itself. So you have to get off to the side to try and see it clear, which is just impractical. And when you're using Filmic Pro, you want to get nice sharp focus, you want to set your white balance. It's very difficult if you can't actually see your screen nice and clear. So let's see how effective the hood is. Here we are with the Ulanzi U-Rig Pro, which is what this is built for as well. You can use it with B-script cages too. So it clips in and clamps in nice and tight on the phone without disrupting the hood itself too much. You got the rubber band there, which kind of grips onto it nice and tight. And there's a slight gap at the top where the grip is having to hold onto the phone, but it's nothing major. And as you can see here, the image quality is absolutely fantastic with this hood. I'm really impressed with this. It's got rid of about, I don't know, 80 to 90% at least of the reflections, and you can see that image so much clearer now. Okay, so one of the features that I mentioned before is that you've got a little gap here for your lightning port, which is so helpful because if you're doing sound like this with a wireless Go, the Rode Wireless Go, plug straight in to the side of the phone and you don't have an issue of trying to like cut a bit out of the tape. You can just get it straight in and it's really easy access to your phone, and it's really making it very helpful. Let's put the silk hood with the clips onto the actual smartphone hood itself. As I say, it is silk, so it's not waterproof, which is a bit of a shame. I'd love to have been waterproof. But given that you'll be using it on dry days, mostly and sunny days, it's not going to be an issue at all. The clips, which I didn't think you really needed, you could just put it over, actually really helpful because when it's windy, that's going to hold it nice and tight to your hood. Now the weight of all of that does pull it away slightly from the phone, so you get a bit of a gap, but once you actually get under the hood, you alleviate that weight from the hood and the phone itself, and you'll see it going back up there. So it's nice and level and snug fit to the phone. And also, I don't know if you know this, but you look pretty cool as well whilst you do it. As you can see, there's no reflections whatsoever once you're in the hood and with the silk cover over you. So they really have thought of everything here, Moondog Labs. It's a really great piece of kit. Whether you're outdoors on a sunny day or if it's not so sunny, this is always going to be a helpful thing to have. And you can see that image really clear. And as I say, it's great for focusing, using your controls, seeing your controls. It's a really good piece of kit. Now let's use this with a gimbal and see how it works. This is the Osmo Mobile 3 gimbal DJI, and go from portrait to horizontal, all working fine. It seems to be holding the weight perfectly of the smartphone hood, but unfortunately, as you'll see, as I stand up, it flops right back down. And the weight of it seems to be pulling towards you and down because it's not a normal weight that a gimbal, like a smartphone gimbal at least of this size, would hold. It's actually a lot lighter than the weight it can hold. A smartphone gimbal like an Osmo Mobile 3 can hold 230 grams as its max payload without it struggling. And this weighs, this hood at least, about 60. So with the phone, you're still having about 70 spare grams of weight that you could use. But I think because the way the weight distributes with the hood, it's just dragging it down. So this time I used the counterweights, Ulanzi counterweights. Perfectly balanced the phones. You can see gaps equal between there and there on the back of the gimbal too. And this time it actually worked really, really smoothly. I was going side to side, up and down this pathway with no problems whatsoever. You have to make sure that you're going smooth. Any kind of bumps might knock it a bit and make it go down again. But as I was crouching down this time, you can see that the weight of it didn't cave under that. It stayed in position. Moving side to side, no problem whatsoever. Tilting, no problem. Panning, no problem. But do be aware that every so often it did give way under the weight, as you'll see here. So that is an issue to think about. And the gimbal that you want, check out the weight that your gimbal can hold and then see what exactly you can do with that. And I would check the website of the gimbal that you've bought as well to make sure that it has the payload available to you. The OM4 has 290 grams overall payload, so it should handle it easy, but the Osmo Mobile 3 will need counterweight, so think about those things. Another thing to consider is when you're sliding the phone up and down to get it balanced, the rubber band on the back does rub against the grip of the Osmo Mobile 3 clamp, so just be aware of that. I could see this actually breaking at some point down the line if you carried on sliding up and down. Something this is really good for, though, is actually standstill shots. So if you're at home on a desk or you're outside like this, you want to get some nice shots and see clearly, you can use this and get beautiful shots like here. And make sure that you got that focus and everything down to a T. It's a really great piece of kit for so many different things. It's really helpful as well for handheld stuff. So if you've got a Ulanzi U-Rig Pro or a Betagrip cage, something like that, or Betagrip rig, this is really, really super helpful and it will give you nice, smooth shots. It's got a gap in the sides as well, so you still put your hands through that. Still got space for your wires and microphones, so it's really helpful. There are two sizes for this smartphone hood, regular and extra large. This is the grid for iPhones. So you can see here there's a couple of phones where it's different with or without the case, so check this to make sure before you buy it. For Androids, there's this bit of advice as well for a size guide, but email them to be sure. And then it also works for drone controllers as well, so that's very helpful. Now it is $35 at the moment. It's an introductory sale price, so get this before it goes up to $45. I do have an affiliate link in the description below, and I'll be grateful if you use that. Overall, I'm really impressed with the Moondog Labs new accessory, this smartphone hood. It's something I'll be using a lot outdoors, especially in bright conditions. It's going to get those reflections right off of your screen, and if you use that silk cover as well that's attached to the hood, then there's no way you're going to have any trouble with the sun reflecting on your screen. Now the problem I did have obviously was with the gimbal. So the Osmo Mobile 3 on its own without counterweights, it really struggled. I think because a gimbal normally is used to having weights like that. Whereas if you attach a smartphone hood, the weight starts to go like that, which is against what the gears are used to. So then it kind of just gives up and flops over. But with the counterweight, it worked a lot better. So if you want to use this with a smaller smartphone gimbal, like a DJI gimbal, then I would highly recommend getting counterweights to make sure that you can balance this nice and properly. And it did give up here and there, but 90% of the time it worked really well with a counterweight. So if you want to use it with gimbal, make sure you purchase counterweights as well if you don't already have them. If you have a hybrid gimbal, one of those larger gimbals that are meant for DSLR cameras as well, it will easily handle this no problem. In fact, I'm thinking of getting one myself. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.